Hello and welcome to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe, and as usual, I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about Skeleton Crew. Bum, bum, bum.
Wars Geek Girl. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Yes, so the first two episodes of Skeleton Crew are out. Spoiler free, they're very good.
It's really good.
It's amazing. I love it. I think it's my favorite live action project since Andor. I'm obsessed with it so much. I love it. I love all the characters. I love the set design. I love the everything of the story, of the mystery. And I'm so glad I get to see it in the theater. I will say I'm going full disclosure for this podcast before we get into the real discussion. I was very fortunate and I got to go to the premiere with the Rebel Legion at Disneyland. It was crazy. It was so much fun. It was a really cool night. But they showed us 3 episodes. So I'm not going to talk about the 3rd episode, but just full disclosure. So I'm neutering my theorizing. I'm not going to say, like, if you say anything, I'm not going to be like, well, actually, or I'm not going to confirm it. I'm just saying, full disclosure, I've seen the 3rd episode. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to try very hard to not mention anything wrong, bring anything up. I just want to be upfront. So if you're like full, like, don't even want a chance, just letting you know, I'm not gonna let it slip. Lucasfilm, you hear me? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not going to. You can trust me. You should invite me to more stuff. I'm just acknowledging the premiere. Also, I got a pin and a sticker that says Neil Nation. So thank you for that, because I am Neil Nation. I serve, the only country I serve is the Neil Nation.
Part of the Neil Nation, yeah. Soldier.
And they give this cool pin. It's the little pin that Fern gets on her. Oh, spoilers. Anyway, what are your spoiler-free thoughts? I don't know where I'm going with this.
Spoiler free. It was really, really good, and I'm really, really enjoying myself with this. It's just like, it's very nostalgic of all the movies that I would watch when I was younger. And there's so many different references that at first I was like, oh, okay, Goonies. But now I'm like, oh, Goonies? This movie? Even like a little bit of this one? Okay. So I really like that, and I'm very happy and excited for it. And it's like genuinely funny. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so cute. All the kids, I think, are fantastic actors. It's so well done, and I'm so happy. And there's like, it's so good. And I love like all the practical effects, and all the digital effects are very well done as well. Like everything is just really cool, and it's such a great setup. And I'm so excited to see where this adventure goes through the rest of this show. And yeah, so now we can talk about spoilers.
Okay. It's just, this is not a spoiler, but it's just so freaking good. It's like actually just so funny. I was literally podcasting with my dad yesterday about it. We were having strokes. We couldn't talk because we were talking so fast about how much we liked it. It's just like, I don't know. Like movies and shows nowadays are funny, sure, but they're like funny. Like, you kind of like, at least for me, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be funny, okay, I'm gonna laugh now. No, like, this was just straight up funny. And like, these kids, I hate kids, but I love these kids. Like, Fern is like kind of like but like, I still love her. She's still like silly, and like just or what's his name, Wim. I'm like, I hate when he does something, but I'm also like, no, he's a kid. He wants to have fun. He don't have like a very good foundation at home. Like, like it's fine. These kids are fine. So
Mhm.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, each kid is such a like a distinct character with a personality. I think sometimes kid characters, like when they're surrounded by adults, just get to be the kid character, and like you don't really see much of their personality and who they are as a person because it's like they just get written as like, oh, it's a kid. This is what kids do, and like they don't. It's not much thought put into them. But usually these kids has their own personality and their own interests, and they're just all adorable, and um, and I love them. Oh my gosh, I was so blown away by the show. Like truly, everything about it is perfect, and um, yeah, just setting up all these mysteries, and I just love like and all the like the time and care into like the little things, like the scene where they're sticking gum to the back of the RX droid's head, and the like everything about when they're at school. One of my favorite jokes that I've been like it's been my little like I don't know, I've just been like my little earworm that I've just been repeating out loud to myself all day is when Neil's like, and you didn't even ask how the test went. And it was like, okay, how the test went? He goes, it was really good. Or I think it was good. And I just keep saying, I think it was good, like Neil, all day. Cute. Oh my god, they're precious.
My thing is at work. I go, these boys are so dumb.
Yeah. It's such a like it is the Goonies in space, but it's just also like but it's a whole TV show, so we get so much more time to like really see these kids in their lives and who they are. Like you get to see Neil and his family and his little siblings who were watching
Oh
the
my
dancers
God,
in the holiday special, which was crazy.
I
That was a
love that.
crazy pull to bring
Mhm.
out on a Monday night. And you have like Fern and her mom. How her mom is like the kind of strict teacher, and she like turns her jacket inside out and hides a bunch of patches on it. And then Wim, whose dad like really busy, doesn't make time for him. We didn't really see much of KB's parents yet. We might, um, but like we get to like really learn about all these kids and like who they are and what they're doing and their weird planet. um, and it's I was like, okay, I was having this discussion with someone at work the other day where because there was like a poll in like our group chat like with all of us and they were like it was like what's your favorite genre and someone's like oh like do you really like Star Wars so you said sci-fi and I was like well I consider myself more of a fantasy fan and I consider Star Wars like very fantasy
Mhm.
and I think this shows an example of that where it's like sure you have robots and spaceships and all that kind of stuff but like ultimately it's about this the pirates and the magic and finding hidden things in the woods um and I love it so it's I think like I love the tagline for this show being a Star Wars adventure. I think it's perfect. I think we need more Star Wars adventures. Like I don't like what else more recently has felt like just an adventure that we're going on.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if I can really think of anything.
Resistance.
It's not a knock on Resistance, yeah. That was a little while ago. That was like 5 years ago, though. The
Yeah.
thing was almost 5 years ago, and like I think that's the thing.
Andor. A grim one. A grim
Yeah, but that's the
adventure.
thing though. Like it's not like when I'm thinking like oh an adventure. Like I'm thinking of
Lighthearted.
like this lighthearted, but like you can be a little dark too, but also just like a sense of awe and wonder and whimsy that I think we've been missing. And
It also
I'm
comes from just kids in general.
yeah, and I'm just so excited that this show exists, and I hope it's a sign of more like it to come. Whether it's more Skeleton Crew, more other shows similar feel. Because I think it's not just Star Wars, like just like a general media thing, is everyone keeps trying to recreate these things from the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, 80s. People watched this movie, let's bring this character back. And it's not about the characters. It's about that feeling. And I think it's like, finally you get it. Like you're giving me the feeling with none of the characters.
Yeah.
Like there's no Luke Skywalker in this. There could be, I don't know. But you know, like there's no Luke Skywalker, there's no Han Solo, there's no Princess Leia. But it feels more like the original trilogy than anything else has. And I am obsessed with it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I last podcast I did, I like asked Dad, I was like, what do we think these movies are? Like, obviously it's a bunch of them, and obviously there's some that are like a lot. But I was writing down like Goonies, the whole thing with like how, you know, later on they kind of figure, not that they're figuring it out now. I mean, I don't know about in the third episode, but like they're figuring out that the planet they were from isn't such a like bad, like not bad planet. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not just some boring planet. There's some kind of significance that they don't know about. And that reminded me of like The Village, and like no one knows about them. Did I make you watch The Village?
No, I don't
Zoe?
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I was trying to think. I don't think so.
That's okay. It's really good. It's not that old, but it has that same feel. Goonies, E.T., of course. Treasure Planet, because they're like, that's like, they were literally like the lost treasure and blah 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 blah. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I felt like it had the feel of Neverending Story. Have you watched that?
Yes.
Okay, good. That scared me. And then of course all the Ewok, like the old Ewok movies. That was great. Also, what is his name? The little guy, the little
The
fast
little
guy.
teak. There's a little
Teak.
teak.
Why
There's
does
a
he look
teak.
like that?
He got,
Grunkly.
never mind, we'll make that joke. He's so scrunkly. Yeah. Little teak.
He's
Yeah, that's the
messed
thing.
up.
It's like, it's also like I don't know. I feel like every show comes around and you have a lot of people who are like, oh, I want this cameo and this cameo and this cameo. It's like, you don't need that to make me go crazy. Give me the weird little like pulls from Ewoks in the holiday special. Like that's what I need.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's some, and the when they were in episode 2. This is not a step-by-step going through the episodes podcast. This is all over because my brain is scrambled eggs.
Yes.
But like in episode 2 when they're in the pirate port, it was like, oh, this is Pirates of the Caribbean. This is the ride. They even have the whistle from the ride. Like someone's doing the whistle.
Yeah.
And it's just
that
like
was crazy.
I also like I really love the scene where the woman from the bar like comes over and she's like, "You're kids, you gotta go. Like you can't be here." I thought that was really sweet. Obviously didn't work.
No.
Also, Smee, the droid, awesome.
I love that guy.
What a droid.
I love him.
Love a good droid. He's great.
With Dad, I love him.
I want him to meet K2SO.
Yeah.
I think they get along for sure. But he was so cool. And he's named like the pirate guy from what's it called, Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And love him. What a droid. Great guy.
I like the rats that come out of his eyeball.
Yeah, and he has I think it's just one rat. I think it's the same rat that lives in it. And just comes in
my my headcanon is that there's just a family in there.
There's just a lot of rats.
It's a ton of them.
But yeah, I also think it's interesting to set up this mystery of like what's up with this kid's home planet which is at Aden, and people either haven't heard of it or it's they're like that's a magical lost treasure planet.
Yeah.
So that's I don't what's going on there. What are they talking about there? Also, I just gotta point this out. The
Uh-huh.
secretary, whatever lady, Fern's mom, keeps talking about the great work, and in the High Republic, they got the Great Works. That's like the project the High Republic is working on. This is the Great Works, including Starlight Beacon. Is it connected? I don't know, but I'm suspicious. Because they're this isolated planet. They still got old Republic credits. Who knows? What's going on?
It's crazy town there.
Yeah, it's a crazy society they've got going on. Like, I don't know, it's a little suspicious. Like, what's he said all these. I said all their parents are like analysts or whatever. What are they analyzing?
A lot of things.
It's but what? What are they analyzing? How much analyzing can you do? So I'm curious what's going on with this planet. Yeah, oh my god. I love this show so much. It's so cute. I've been like bothering everybody at work about watching it. And no one's watching it. I'm gonna get them.
It's really good. I just especially just because you don't need to know anything. That's like
No,
one of the shows that's like your coworkers could just pick it up and be like, oh wow, that's kind of cool. They don't really like, and if they need to know anything, it Jedi. That's kind of it.
Google it. Google it.
Yeah.
Wikipedia's there for a
And
reason.
even then, like everyone knows what a Jedi is,
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good. And there's something like the kids, I love the kids. I hate children, but these ones are just so adorable. I love Neil. I love when he's like, I have a crush on that one girl. And I was like,
Oh, the
oh, of
little
course you
green
do.
girl.
Of course you would.
I'm obsessed with Neil. He's so cute. He's so cute.
I like when his like head goes up and you could see like the mouth. It's
Yeah.
I don't know why, it's just so
Oh my
silly.
god, I love him. I love him so much. Yeah. And I mean I love Wim too. He's so very sweet, just wants an adventure. Fern is amazing. So fun. KB is just like my little mini genius when Smee is like explaining the whole thing with the ship and it's like cutting all around and he's got it and she's like, yeah. She's my little baby genius. I love her so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He has just such like just confidence. I could never. I wish I was like that.
Yeah,
But it's so good.
love. That's the thing. Like all the kids in their own little, like they have very distinct personalities, their own backgrounds. Like you can see it all. There's so much care put into creating them, and it's just very special to see that. And I'm really excited for all the kids. We'll get to see, people their age going on an adventure again. I think like if you watch like the recent shows, like in Mando, everyone's older. Even the baby is 50. In Ahsoka, I think Ezra's the youngest and he's in his late 20s. But Book of Boba Fett, they're all older. Like everyone's older, and so it's bring it back to the kids. It's for them too, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy this show exists for me, for everybody. I'm having so much fun with it. I completely, totally adore it. And yeah, I'm just really happy it's around.
Yeah, I want to try that lobster ramen. The humor in it, I still want to talk about. It's just like it just feels so natural. It just feels like so like natural for the kid to say this. Like there's no extra thing. They're not trying to be that smart. And if it's Fern being smart, it's just like, the older kid being smart,
Mhm.
That probably didn't make sense at all. But that's pretty much the gist of it. And then like that like that scene I think is my favorite part is when they go and they're like, "Oh, that smells good." Yeah, we'll take 2 of whatever he's having. And he does like a little nod. Like I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
that is so Axel when he was that age." Um and then like the next part where they're like, "Okay, 2 specials." And then he drops the ramen down and he cracks the lobster on the first one. And he's like, "Oh." And Neil's like, "No, no, you know what? I will have it." Oh. Like it's so funny. It's like my favorite thing ever. Uh and it makes me want to make that. I don't know how I'd crack the lobster on it, but that's okay. I'm also like 90%, 99% sure you're not supposed to eat their guts and stuff. And mostly like only the females have those guts. I don't know about that part, but it's
I
okay.
don't
Yeah.
know.
There's a recipe
No.
online. I'll follow that.
Yeah, this show's amazing. Like you have just so much care put into it. Like I love like Wynn's bedroom that we see. Like just everything. It's
Yeah. I
amazing.
the beginning of the episode where it's Neil and he's standing there and I was like, "What's happening? What happened? Why is he standing there?" And then they're like, "You shouldn't have come here." And then like they sword duel and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
I know
This
I
show
love
is
seeing
so
Wim be like so inspired by the Jedi and like um and wanting to go on a big adventure, and he reads his little storybooks about them, and he plays lightsabers. It's just like all of us,
yeah.
playing lightsabers and
Us as
reading stories.
adults.
Yes. And I love it so much. It's so good.
Mhm.
And the show is such a joy and such a gift, and I really cannot wait. I really can't wait to see where it goes. Like we have to uncover this mystery of that Adam, get the kids home, um, figure out what's going on. We did get at the end of episode 2, you get to meet a little bit of Jude Law's character when he floats the keys into the cage.
Mhm. Didn't I made
And
you watch Treasure Planet, right?
yes.
Okay. Cause that whole scene reminded me of that because
Mhm.
that's literally the opening part of Treasure Planet where it starts with the pirates and it's like they're all fighting and blah blah blah. And then like the next scene is like the kids reading a book. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Ah, that's like such Treasure Planet." That's like that whole time. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I love Treasure Planet so much. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that.
Yeah. I think it's just such I don't know. I can't even say enough good things about the show. Like
Yeah,
I was
I
just having
told
such an enjoyable time. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I was having so much fun with it. And I'm also really scared about talking about episode 3. So part of it too.
well, I
Um,
was gonna say, I told my dad, I was like, I will not listen to any kind of negative thing ever. Don't tell me what you saw on Twitter. Don't tell me what they're complaining about on Blue Sky. Don't tell me nothing. I do not care.
yeah.
If I hear someone in real life at a con, at wherever, if I ever go to this like those groups in public and I hear anything bad about this show, it is on site. It is
Yeah.
immediately on site.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't want to hear nothing. This show's amazing. It
Yes.
is the second highest rated Star Wars live action right after Andor, which I think is very fair.
That's kind of silly to me because it's like Andor, this like kind of gruesome, really real, like horribleness, and then it's like real, but children
Mhm.
on the other side.
Yeah,
That's great
I think
though.
that's fair. I think top two shows. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the opening scene, the pirate fight they have, very cool.
Yes.
Um,
Hate the people
very.
that went through the door first. That's messed up.
Hey, listen. They were trying to invade this poor Republic
I
ship, trying to
know,
drop off supplies.
but I feel
So
like there could have been a different way to do it somehow. I don't know. I'm not a pirate, to be fair.
listen, pirates they have they deserve, except for the ones that won, the ones that died. Poor
I didn't mind the guy with the eye that got shot because like Jude Law was like, crap, they didn't have money, and then this guy was like kind of like patting him on the back while everyone was like being mean.
Yeah. Oh, I really like Brutus, the doggy pirate, and I loved how the pirate helmets that a lot of them were wearing looked like old timey pirate hats. Like that was such a great design choice. You know, because they're not
Oh
like just straight
yes.
up wearing an old timey pirate hat, but the helmet looks like an old timey pirate hat, and
Mhm.
I love it. I love it so much. It's so good.
Nice. Yeah. I like this whole show. It's great.
Yes, everybody watch. Please watch Skeleton Crew. Please.
See.
I'm trying to think. It's too good. It's too good to talk about. It's too good.
Everyone just needs to go and watch it. But yeah.
um,
Do you have anything else to say? I mean, I don't know. It's just really good.
yeah. Um, yeah, and I love all the little creatures. I love a little creature. Love a little guy. See a lot of those.
Yeah, there was the one that
Um,
what's her name? Kimi? What's her name? Is
K-
that her name?
KB.
Yeah. I was like, Kimi? No, it's not Kimi. Um, yeah, when she goes up and she leaves, she starts petting this one pet. And I was like, "Oh, that's a cute pet." And my dad was like, "Yeah, that was a pet that Michael Jackson had like when he did a thing with Lucas."
Yeah, and Captain
Like,
EO.
and I was like, "A what?" And I looked
Yeah, I
it up
love
and yeah,
the
it's that
little
exact creature. And I
that
was like,
little
"Oh,
Captain
that's
EO
kind of
fluffy guy.
interesting."
Which is crazy because the theater in Disneyland where we had the premiere was the Captain EO theater
Oh, that's
that they would
cool.
use, which um so that's where like Disney used to show it, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah. And I liked like the weird like jellyfish that there was there, and just a bunch of them. I liked. Pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was a podcast. It's too good. The show's too good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just, I don't like the adults. I like the children. I think they're cutie pies. I want to try that lobster soup thing. That sounds really good. And especially when I was looking up the recipe, it just sounded really good. Um, I'm excited for the next episode. When is the next episode?
Next Tuesday. So coming out Tuesday nights at 6
Damn.
p.m. here on the Pacific Coast.
Damn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I can survive.
Yes. But yeah, we'll talk about episode 3. I'm really excited to talk about episode 3. Episode 3 was very good. I won't say anything else about it, but I'm really excited to talk about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I feel like this one's so short, but this show's too good. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, go to StarWarsGeekGirl.com for writing and things. Follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram at SW Geek Girl, and Facebook is Star Wars Geek Girl. Me personally, I'm on Twitter at Zoeka, and Instagram and TikTok at Spectre_5.
For the Rogue Rebels, you got the RogueRebels.com, Instagram, TikTok at the Rogue Rebels, Twitch at Rogue Rebels Podcast, wherever you're listening to Star Wars Geek Girl. Facebook page, the Rogue Rebels, and Twitter at Rogue Rebels Fam.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back to talk about more Skeleton Crew next week. May the Force be with you. I was Zoe.
I was Lizzy.
May the Force be with you, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.